I did a screen test for the movie Gravity that Sandra Bullock is fantastic in.
The casting process for the eventual Oscar-winning mega hit is one I will never understand. So Scarlett Johansson is one of the names on the very long list of actresses who either were considered or auditioned or were offered the role. It was first offered to Angelina Jolie, then Marion Cotillard, Blake Lively, Natalie Portman, Naomi Watts, Carey Mulligan, Sienna Miller, Abby Cornish, Rebecca Hall, and Olivia Wilde were all considered to various degrees. And yeah, Scarlett actually went in for an audition, but while her costume was the real deal, the rest was not.
But I had to be in like the full whole spacesuit thing and sort of pretend I was kind of like floating in space, even though I was just sitting in a chair with a helmet on.
The film would go on to win Oscars for its created audio and visuals, including Best Visual Effects, Best Sound Editing, Best Sound Mixing, and Best Cinematography. But in that audition room, without all that post-production, it really made Scarlett act.
It was, but that's my job, right? I have to suspend my disbelief.
Of course you know that Scarlett did not get the role, and she told Variety last month it almost made her quit acting in 2012, saying, "I'd wanted that role so much, it was sort of the straw that broke the camel's back. I felt really frustrated and hopeless, like, am I doing the right job? The work I was being offered felt deeply unfulfilling." Well, Scarlett would soon get the role of Black Widow after Emily Blunt had to drop out for scheduling conflicts. And then, when it comes to Gravity, after all those actresses were considered, they went with some like up-and-comer, unknown Sandra Bullock.
Mom, what'd you do at work today? Well, son, Mama was in her underwear, hanging from the ceiling in front of a bunch of men. Why, Mama? I still haven't figured that one out.
Sandra, there's going to be a little delay because we're just loading the other dialogue in.
Yeah, Sandra's shooting the movie was not much different than Scarlett's audition.
Alfonso?
Uh-huh.
It feels like naturally I want to just follow the earth. But does it look like I'm doing that?
No.
Looks okay?
Sandy, this performance was great.
It was just her in a spacesuit, creating the world in her mind that would eventually be the world around her. Sandra would go on to be nominated for an Oscar and a Golden Globe for her work, and take home $75 million. Yeah, because the film was such a mega hit. You needed Sandra Bullock in this role. Like, not only did you need a great performance, but you needed a movie star. A lot of the time, she was on screen by herself, sometimes with no dialogue, and a lot of the time, you're only really seeing her face. So you needed someone who had incredible presence and could take the audience on this journey, and that the audience felt extremely invested in their journey. It just blows my mind that you start with Angelina, then you go through this long list of actresses. Some of them are not A-listers. I'm not talking about their talent, but yeah, they're not movie stars. They're not going to draw audiences in. And then somehow, you have to settle for, Sandra Bullock, the biggest movie star in the world. I still don't understand how that happened. How do you think Scarlett would have done in the role? And are you surprised that pre-Marvel, Scarlett almost called it quits?